Hello everyone and welcome to Brave Souls Rewind, the show where I 200 older characters so you don't have to. Today I'll be covering the Lost Asian version of Byakuya, who's probably my favorite design for this character, and I do hope that we eventually get another version of him. But for now, the resurrected version one will have to do. Now let's find out if he's usable. As always, I started off with a normal attack damage build. Now in the past, all he had was a plus 30 bruiser. However, after his resurrection, he has a plus 60 bruiser, a 16% normal attack damage link, and plus 20 long reach. So yeah, it's a major upgrade on his normal attack and it definitely shows, since he's able to take out enemies even those he doesn't have killers for with ease. And even chappied under this build, his strong attacks aren't useless. His strong attack 1 and 3 are useful for knocking enemies down, and his strong attack 2 was the original self vortex, and it pairs really well with his normal attack. Overall, this build is definitely still usable, though in order to use it in co-op you might have to buff up the stats a bit, and don't expect the fastest result there. Next up we have the strong attack damage / strong attack recharge build. Now originally this character had a 40% berserker and a 25% strong attack damage link. After his resurrection this has not changed, it remains the same, which is kind of unfortunate because it doesn't exactly work. I mean yeah, if his strong attacks 1 and 3 land, they do deal a decent amount of damage. The question there is if. His strong attack 1 is not really a problem, it is a lunge move, and it's got a decent range for strong attack 1, but his strong attack 3 is another thing. It has pretty awful range for a strong attack 3 and it doesn't activate immediately. I actually found myself missing enemies a few times because they got out of the way while I was trying to use it. Now don't get me wrong, when it lands it does a decent amount of damage, but it's never a good sign when you have to add when it lands. Then there's his strong attack 2. It doesn't deal that much damage due to the kind of strong attack it is, and because of the type of strong attack that it is, it takes longer to come back. So I actually ended up having to use my normal attack a lot more than I thought, which under this build doesn't deal a considerable amount of damage, but it was enough to get by. Still, I don't think this build is viable, since your only real consistent useful strong attack is your strong attack 1. Finally, we have the hybrid build. Now with his character's stats and abilities, he is very much a hybrid character. On his own, he's got a 76% normal attack increase and a 65% strong attack increase. So I was very curious to see how this would play out. In the end, I was pleasantly surprised. I honestly wasn't expecting his normal attacks to deal that much damage, but they did enough damage to get the job done. And because there was no chappy involved in this build, his strong attacks dealt enough damage to easily one-shot weaker enemies. Except, of course, for strong attack 2. The only thing that's really useful for is for keeping enemies in check while you hit him with your normal attack. Now I normally do the normal attack damage build with a chappy, but I think the best version of a hybrid build would be a normal attack damage build without a chappy, since you can probably get a decent amount of damage from your strong attacks without sacrificing much damage from your normal attacks, which is what this character's true strength is. So yeah, this Byakuya is still usable, though I probably wouldn't take him in any co-op unless you really beef him up. He's definitely not the fastest character, but I'd say he's still useful for regular PvE and autoing.
最高難易度を体験させてあげるよ。コンティニュー不可能だよ。
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit like and subscribe to the channel, and let me know what other characters you want to see in a rewind.